All right, you guys, so I realized I haven't really made a video for you while I've been inside the Jeep in quite a while. And I was thinking about the things, last week I sent out this video of the things that are working or working really well. And I told you I was also going to make a video of the things that are working not so well, or in this case, not working well, right? Or just not working. So a few of the things that are not working, one of them is I bought this amazing solar generator. It was really expensive. I have 2 solar panels and the solar generator, and about 2 weeks ago, it just died. It's only 60 days old. I have babied it to the nth degree, and what that has made me realize is that having this solar generator as my only source of power is not working, because I had to wait. It's not a long time, a week, but a week is a long time when it's 29 degrees and your solar generator is the only way you have heat inside of your car without the car running, right? So fortunately it was under warranty and it was replaced. So I have the new one now and it's all good. But what this has made me realize is I need a couple of other ways of having power. Some of those are the banks. Like last week I showed you that solar bank. That's awesome. So I have another one of those on the way, which will be great. And then I also just found a solar panel that will mount on top of the rooftop tent. So super excited to get that installed in the next 30 days. And by getting it installed, I mean installing it myself. So wish me luck. The other thing that's not working well for me is not having consistent cell service, because my cell service is also my internet service. So in the last video, I mentioned that I did install the WeBoost, and that has been helpful, especially in places where there's been like 1 bar, sometimes even no bars, and I can still get 1 bar so that I can text or have access to emergency services. But I gotta tell you, this has got me looking at the Tesla system, because it's a little pricey on the front end, and the monthly price, $135 a month, but anywhere there's open sky, you have service, you have Wi-Fi service. So I'm just really contemplating that, because there's been quite a few places where I've ended up for the night or decided to stay for 4 or 5 days. And there's absolutely no way that I can continue to facilitate my work with clients, with content creation, as far as doing things with some of the online platforms that I work on. So I've definitely been trying to figure that out. So the power and the internet factor, or just cell service, those have been such a total pain in the ass, honestly. Some other things that are not working well is I've been doing this now for almost 3 months. And one of the things that's really got to change in the next month is my cooler system. So I have a E-RYT is what it's called. It's a 24-liter cooler. And I was really thinking that this was going to work great. And it does work great if you're just camping, right? But as you know, this is my day-to-day life. And what I'm noticing is I'm wasting water, and that really bothers me, because the ice is melting and then I pour the water out, and I have been able to use the water for things like washing dishes. Sometimes I've been able to even use it to purify it so that I have water for a shower, things like that. But at the end of the day, there's still a waste factor because of the bags that contain the ice. So this has made me look deeper into the refrigerator option, which is a 12-volt refrigerator. And I have a couple options. I'll be back on the East Coast for about 3.5 weeks. So that's when I'll install the solar panel, because the solar panel is going to operate my new refrigerator, I hope. Again, I'm doing the work, so who knows what'll happen. But I'm really excited about this. So I'm giving you the things that aren't working, but I'm also telling you my solutions, which I just think is so me. But yeah, I've got I've got I talked about the solar generator being the only source of power. Can't have it, gotta have alternatives. The Wi-Fi or cell service just depends on how you're looking at it, right? There's Wi-Fi in plenty of places, but it also means you need to be in urban areas. And my thing is, I like being in the nature, right? So trying to find ways where I'm in places that I can stay in for 2 to 14 days, but also have cell service is kind of like hit or miss. So finding alternatives, and one alternative is to have another cell service provider. So I've been looking into that as well. But then, by the time I have another cell service provider, I might as well just do the Tesla system. And we'll just kind of see how it all plays out. Stay tuned for that. I know people with both, and there's benefits and disadvantages to both of them. The cooler system, which will go with the solar panel that'll be mounted on top of the Jeep, on top of the camper shell. And then another thing that I've noticed is not working really well is traveling and then just sleeping in one spot, sleeping in a spot for one night or sleeping in a spot for 2 nights. It makes it really hard to just rest and relax. And it also means that you're constantly looking for your next spot. And that's something that a lot of people don't talk about until they're doing this, or they just kind of like accept it as just part of the lifestyle. And what I've noticed is I like to know where I'm going to sleep 2 days in advance of, if I'm going to move one night, going to be here one night, I want to know the next 2 nights, because if I don't do that, then it causes me quite a bit of stress. And that stress is really based on I just want to be in a space where I can actually sleep. So safety, sleep, food. Remember, that was my 3 triangles right there, right? 3 points of my triangle. And I really feel like I have enjoyed learning more about the iOverlander app and working with other people on the road so that I can kind of see how they're using it, as well as the Free Roam app, and then of course Free Campsites. I think it's .net, freecampsites.net, and Campendium. Both of those provide free sites. So finding those spots where I can be for 14 days is really optimal, because then I'm not unloading camp, packing up camp, unloading camp, packing up camp. What happens is there's no way you can actually truly relax. So I have been looking for spots throughout the Southeast, and I'm excited to say that I found some while I'm here on the East Coast, and I'm looking forward to just being able to chill, because I have been doing a few 2-night, 3-night stays, 1-night stays, traveling across the country, of course, and it's hard on your nervous system. That's really what it comes down to. You're always thinking, and that thinking is always activating your nervous system. So you're like, okay, is this safe? Am I going to be comfortable? Is this the right spot? Yada, all the narrative. And when you have a loose plan, you don't have to get into the narrative around it. You just know where you're going to go, right? And you can always have a hotel room. That's a backup. Can always do. I did that in Oklahoma City, and it was awesome. The king size bed was bigger than my entire Jeep. It was hilarious. So Teddy and I just rolled around on it. It was so fun. And then we chased each other on the bed because it was huge. But anyway, I digress. Those are the big things that are not working well. The battery dying was a total PIA, pain in ass. The food situation, I got to dial that in, because I want to have space for more fresh food that lasts longer. The Wi-Fi cell service thing, that's got to get figured out, because I need to be able to work. That's why so many people just go with the Tesla system, because wherever there's open sky, you have Wi-Fi, and it just makes life that much easier, right? And, one last thing is the moving around all the time is really challenging when you are working. This is one of the things that I noticed that's really consistent. People who've been doing van life overlanding for a while is they find a spot and they drop there and they stay there for 14 days. Why 14 days? Because BLM land, that's the law or the rule, law, whatever you like to call it. I don't really like that word law, but anyway, that's the rule. And the rule is you can be there 14 days and then you have to go somewhere else, right? And then you can come back for another 14 days in between every 30-day period. So finding places where I can just sit and be and just live in the moment has become like a really big priority, especially as I get closer to the East Coast. There's a lot more places like that in the West. And that's why a lot of people do overlanding and travel to the West, because there are so many spaces that are free land. And when you get back to the East Coast, it can just be a little bit harder to find because it's very far off the beaten path. Yeah, or it's really full. That's another thing that I've noticed as well. So yeah, I continue to learn, and the things that are not working, as you know, in watching this video, I have solutions that will start going into place as soon as next week. So that's very exciting. And yeah, stay tuned about the solar panel. I'm really excited about that. And I'll also show you the WeBoost next week, because if you live in an area where you do not have great cell service, the WeBoost could be something that works for you as well. And so I'm excited to share that, or you can just look it up, and there's a million people, I'm sure, that have already made a video about it. But I'll show you how I did mine and how it's working for me and why I did it the way I did it. So yeah, those are the things that aren't working so well that I have solutions for and actions to take starting as early as Monday. So I'm very excited about getting some reconfigurations going on. Thank you always for watching this video, for your support. Remember, keep reading, because I'm doing a workshop at Lift Yoga and Body, March 24th, 25th, 26th, all about Ayurveda. I'm also bringing food and snacks. And then I'm co-hosting this phenomenal retreat, and I'm super excited to tell you more about that on my Instagram. Ari and I are going live. Let's see, we're going live this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm pretty sure it's Eastern Standard Time. That'll be in the newsletter. And so keep reading, and there'll be a link there for you as well. And yeah, I mean, it's really nice to be back on the East Coast because it's spring and the weather's phenomenal right now. I am kind of tired of being cold, so I'm excited to be in a place where it's much more temperate. And not to mention just absolutely gorgeous. Spring in the Southeast is just, it's just like heaven on earth. All right, keep reading. See you next week. Bye.